This is CNN Breaking News.
We're following the breaking news out of Israel right now. The Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has just issued a formal apology to Israel's Arab citizens. Let's go to our Elise Lavin, our global affairs correspondent. She's joining us from Jerusalem right now. I take it he's issued a pretty dramatic apology for what he said on the eve of the election. Right, Elise?
Well, that's right, Wolf. Well, these comments have really reverberated, the comments that the Prime Minister made about trying to get the right-wing voters to come out to prevent Arabs that are coming out in droves from unseating him. Those comments really taken very poorly, not only about the Israeli Arabs here in Israel, but also around the world, and particularly in the United States. Today, Prime Minister Netanyahu met with a group of minority citizens, and he just put on his Facebook page just moments ago that he said, "I know what I said a few days ago damaged Israel's Arabs. I had no intention of it. I'm sorry for that. I see myself as the Prime Minister of each and every one of you, all citizens of Israel, without any distinction of religion, race, and gender." Now, as you know, Wolf, the Prime Minister has tried to walk back those comments over the last several days, saying he wasn't talking about Arabs in particular, but was talking about a wider movement with money coming from the outside to unseat him. But Israel's Palestinians that have Israeli citizenship, 1.6 million, Wolf, who did very well in this election, came out in droves. Actually, they did very well in this election. The third biggest bloc in the Knesset now, very hurt by those comments, and now the Prime Minister trying to soften that blow and trying to say that he is sorry, Wolf.
As you know, over the weekend, the president, in an interview on the Huffington Post, he was pretty critical of the prime minister for those remarks, saying it represented not the best of Israel's democratic tradition. I assume when the prime minister of Israel hears the president of the United States criticizing him pretty sharply for those comments on the eve of the election that Arab citizens of Israel were coming out in droves, that clearly must have had a serious impact on the prime minister.
Well, it did, and, Israeli officials have been saying that they felt that they were trying to clarify those remarks, saying, listen, we're not against the two-state solution in theory, but right now, with all of the chaos in the region, the Islamic extremism engulfing the Middle East, with the fact that the Palestinians are taking unilateral moves on their own at the United Nations and the International Criminal Court. They also cited the unity government between President Abbas's Fatah party and Hamas as all evidence of that this is not the time, but Israeli officials say they do want to work with the White House on a two-state solution. But I also might add, Wolf, the Israeli officials are also saying that they think that the White House may be hyping this spat and his comments over Israel's Arab citizens to deflect what they call is a bad deal shaping up in Switzerland, a bad nuclear deal with Iran, and they feel that this is an effort by the United States to deflect attention away from what they call a very bad deal for not only Israel, but the world, Wolf.
Once again, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, formally apologizing to Israel's Arab citizens, saying, I know what I said a few days ago damaged Israel's Arabs. I had no intention of it. I'm sorry for that. All right, Elisa, we'll get reaction from Israel's Arab citizens. We'll get reaction from officials here in Washington. Much more on this story coming up, of course, here on CNN.